The morning sun filtered through the glass panels of Rockefeller Plaza, casting a golden glow over the crowd gathered outside NBC's Today Show studio. Fans lined the barricades, waving signs that read, "We love you, Jason," and "Country Strong," as country superstar Jason Aldean prepared for his much-anticipated live interview with Al Roker. The atmosphere was buzzing, a perfect blend of excitement, admiration, and the unpredictable energy that comes with live television. Jason arrived in his signature worn-in boots, a denim jacket, and his ever-present cowboy hat. He smiled, shook hands with the crew, and even shared a few laughs with the sound engineers before stepping onto the brightly lit set. Despite his relaxed demeanor, there was a certain guardedness in his eyes, the kind that comes from years of fame, scrutiny, and knowing that every word can spark a headline. The cameras rolled. Al Roker, ever the charismatic host, welcomed him with his trademark warmth. "Jason Aldean, always good to have you back on Today. Congratulations on the new album, Southern Revival, fans are loving it." Jason smiled, nodding. "Thanks, Al. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. This record means a lot to me. It's about home, hard work, and the kind of values I grew up with." For the first few minutes, everything flowed smoothly. They talked about Jason's songwriting process, his tour dates, and how his kids were adjusting to life on the road. The audience was fully engaged, clapping and laughing at Jason's anecdotes about life as a touring dad. But as the segment moved along, Al shifted gears. His tone remained professional, but the question that followed changed the temperature of the room instantly. "Jason," Al began carefully, "your new single, Heartland Strong, has been getting a lot of attention, and some criticism, for what some people are calling a controversial message. What do you say to that?" Jason's smile faded just a little. "You know, Al," he said, his voice even, "it's funny how folks love to read between the lines of a song that was never meant to be political. I wrote Heartland Strong for the people I grew up around, good, honest folks who work hard and love their country. That's it." Al nodded, maintaining a neutral tone. "Of course, but some listeners felt that certain lyrics might be interpreted as..." Jason cut in sharply. "Interpreted how? I mean, come on, man. It's about pride. It's about community. These days, you can't even talk about small-town values without someone trying to twist it into something ugly." The room grew tense. Behind the cameras, producers exchanged nervous glances. Al, seasoned and composed, kept his voice calm. "Jason, I'm not saying your intentions were political, but don't you think artists have a responsibility to consider how their words are received?" Jason leaned forward, his jaw tightening. "I think artists have a responsibility to tell the truth as they see it, not to censor themselves because someone might take it wrong. That's how we lose authenticity." The live audience, sensing the tension, fell completely silent. Even the background hum of the studio seemed to fade. Al, trying to steer the conversation back on track, said, "I respect that, Jason. I really do. But the conversation about representation in music is..." Jason didn't let him finish. His southern drawl deepened as he replied, "Representation? Look, I'm representing where I come from. I'm representing the kind of people who built this country with their hands. If that's controversial, then maybe the problem isn't with the song." For a moment, there was only silence. Al gave a small, tight smile, trying to diffuse the moment. "Fair enough," he said, "but I think it's healthy to have these discussions. It's what makes music powerful. It sparks conversation." Jason shook his head slowly. "Sure, conversation's fine, but this," he gestured toward the cameras, "this isn't a conversation. It's a setup. You're trying to make me defend a song that doesn't need defending." The crew shifted uncomfortably. Someone from the control room signaled for a commercial break, but the director held it. This was live TV gold. Al, still calm but visibly strained, said, "Jason, we're just asking questions the viewers want to know. No one's attacking you." Jason stared at him for a long moment, then exhaled deeply. "You know what, Al? Maybe I'm just done talking. I came here to share my music, not to argue about it." He unclipped his mic, the faint click echoing through the quiet set. Al looked stunned. "Jason, wait," he started, but Jason was already standing, tipping his hat respectfully. "No hard feelings, brother," he said softly. "But I don't play politics. I play music." And with that, Jason Aldean turned and walked off the Today Show set, live on national television. The audience gasped audibly. Al sat in silence for a beat, his professionalism tested, before turning back to the camera with a forced smile. "Well," he said lightly, "that's the beauty of live TV. We wish Jason the best on his tour." Within minutes, the clip was all over social media. Jason Aldean walks off Today's show trended across platforms. Fans flooded Twitter defending him, saying he stood up for artistic integrity. Others accused him of overreacting. The internet had found its newest firestorm, and Jason Aldean was at the center of it. Backstage, chaos was unfolding in real time. Jason Aldean's boots echoed down the narrow hallway of the NBC studio, each step heavy with frustration. Crew members and producers hurried after him, whispering frantically into their headsets. One of them, a young producer named Emily, finally caught up. "Jason, please," she said breathlessly, "it didn't have to end like that. We can fix this, maybe just do a quick off-air follow-up." Jason stopped for the first time since storming off set. He turned to face her, his expression a mixture of irritation and exhaustion. "Emily, I didn't come here to fix anything. I came here to talk about my music. If they wanted to have a political debate, they should have booked a politician." He tipped his hat slightly and kept walking toward the exit. Meanwhile, on the studio floor, Roker sat frozen for a few seconds after Jason's sudden departure. The control room crackled with voices. "Go to break, go to break," someone shouted, but Al, ever the professional, gave a tight smile to the camera. "Well, folks," he said smoothly, "that's live television for you. Jason Aldean's a passionate guy, and we wish him nothing but success on his new album." The broadcast cut to commercial, but it was already too late. Clips of the fiery exchange were spreading across social media like wildfire. Within minutes, hashtags like #JasonAldeanWalks off and #TodayShow drama began trending worldwide. Outside the building, fans who had gathered in the plaza were glued to their phones, replaying the moment over and over. Some cheered, calling Jason a real American hero for standing his ground. Others criticized him for being unprofessional and thin-skinned. By noon, nearly every entertainment outlet had picked up the story. Headlines blared, "Jason Aldean walks off live interview after clash with Roker. Country star defends his music, then storms out. Was Roker out of line?" Jason sat quietly in the backseat of a black SUV headed for his hotel, staring out the window at the New York skyline. His publicist, seated beside him, scrolled through her phone, her screen lighting up with notifications. "Jason, this is already everywhere," she said cautiously. "Some people are loving it, but others." He cut her off. "Let 'em talk. They've been talking for years. I'm not gonna apologize for being real." That night, Jason took to social media. He posted a simple statement across all platforms. Greater than, "I've always believed in standing up for what you believe in. My music speaks for itself. No politics, just truth." Within an hour, the post had over 1 million likes and thousands of comments. Fellow country stars jumped to his defense. Luke Bryan wrote, "Keep doing your thing, brother." Miranda Lambert commented with a simple fire emoji. But others, including a few industry critics, accused him of fueling division. The conversation spiraled, turning the incident into one of the biggest celebrity flashpoints of the year. Meanwhile, over at NBC, Roker sat with the show's executive producers to discuss the fallout. "We weren't trying to provoke him," Al said calmly. "I was just asking what everyone else was already talking about." The producers nodded, knowing the interview had drawn record-breaking live viewership, even if it wasn't the kind of publicity they'd planned. The next morning, Today addressed the moment again. Al spoke directly to viewers. "Jason Aldean is a talented artist and a passionate guy," he said. "Sometimes emotions run high in live interviews, but that's part of what makes real conversation interesting." His tone was gracious, but the tension from the day before still hung in the air. Over the following days, late-night hosts joked about the walk-off. Memes flooded Twitter. One showed Jason walking off the set with the caption, "Me leaving work when someone says, let's circle back." The internet, as always, found humor in the chaos. But for Jason, the moment had become something deeper. While some networks replayed the clip endlessly, his fans turned it into a rallying cry. His album Southern Revival skyrocketed to the top of the charts, breaking streaming records. Concert tickets sold out faster than ever. What started as a PR nightmare had turned into a cultural moment, and, ironically, a massive boost for his career. 1 week later, Jason was on stage in Nashville, playing to a sold-out arena. The crowd roared as he strummed the opening chords of Heartland Strong, the very song that had sparked the controversy. He paused for a moment, looking out at thousands of fans waving flags and cowboy hats. "You know," he said into the mic, his voice echoing through the arena, "they tried to make this song into something it's not. But you all know what it really means." The crowd erupted in cheers. Jason smiled, tipping his hat. "This one's for every small town soul who's proud of where they come from." The lights flared, the band kicked in, and the audience sang every word back to him. Back in New York, Al Roker watched the clip of that performance on his phone. He smiled softly and muttered to a colleague, "Guess he got the last word after all." In the end, what had begun as a fiery clash on live TV became a defining moment for both men, a reminder of how fragile, powerful, and unpredictable real conversation can be. For Jason Aldean, walking off wasn't a defeat, it was a declaration. Title: Jason Aldean walks off Today's Show with Al Roker after fiery argument. Description: Country star Jason Aldean shocks fans after a heated on-air exchange with Al Roker turns tense, leading to his dramatic walk-off live on the Today Show. Hashtags: Hashtag Jason Aldean, hashtag Today Show, hashtag Al Roker, hashtag Country Music, hashtag Jason Aldean walks off, hashtag TV drama, hashtag Live TV moment, hashtag Breaking News. Keywords: Jason Aldean walk off, Al Roker argument, Today Show controversy, Country Music debate, Live TV clash, Jason Aldean interview.